I'm starting to lose more, I think. Starting to recede just a little bit deeper right now. I have my papers out, so I'm ready to go. So when you ask a dumb question, I can answer it immediately. Because you're going to ask some dumb questions, aren't you?
I've got one brewing right now.
Okay, fantastic. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Whiskey at Work.
This is another one of your bad ideas.
This is a bad idea because I'm drinking what you paid for. Hey, everybody. It is Whiskey at Work, back in the basement.
We really should have one of these episodes just be shit that I'm thinking before you start the camera.
You start, Todd. You say it anyway.
I know.
It all will come out in this little episode.
We just had a long discussion about the size of Mark's forehead, and the only thing I could think of was welcome to the stage, Peyton Manning's little brother. And then I thought,
oh, God, do I even want to know what this next thought was?
Then I thought, what double feature showing on your forehead later?
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, coming from a guy that's losing his hair, you got to take it with a grain of salt. But
I know,
still.
that's fair. Just
You brought up the forehead.
I hate this whole getting older thing. This sucks. Everything hurts.
You get to drink better whiskey now, though.
You know what? I can afford better whiskey. That's for damn sure.
Didn't buy the Macallan and Bozeman.
I didn't buy that. That was $44 a pour for a 1 ounce pour of Macallan 18. I wasn't going to do that. I bought 2 bottles of whiskey for, well, not quite for that price, but almost. Why wouldn't I do that?
Oh, you bought the.
I bought the Buffalo Trace and another one that we'll do next week. A surprise, right? Anyway, this is what we're talking about. When was the first time you had heard of Teeling Irish whiskey?
I think it was. I mean, I like whiskey or Irish a little. I'm not a big partaker.
Okay.
But I think we had some of it at one of the St. Patrick's Day deals.
We did? Well, are you sure that wasn't Tullamore Dew?
No, we did have
We'll
that.
start with a T.
That was. I know the letters of the alphabet. 1, 2. No, I think it was down there. I think.
Okay.
I think it might have been at. Oh, I don't remember where now.
Well, you'll see it in any liquor store you go to. It's always there with the Irish whiskeys. I don't think I ever paid a lick of attention to it, though, sitting on the shelves.
I tend to just, not that I don't like it, which I've,
But
I don't normally go to the Irish section anyway.
Right. So you're going to gloss over this no matter what.
Probably. Well, this is a cool box.
Well, we had a guy that we work with made his first ever overseas trip to Ireland.
Thanks, Todd.
Obviously. Thank you, Todd. And he sent me a text message. Well, now, Todd, keep in mind, Todd is a very analytical man, right? Todd loves his graphs and his spreadsheets and whatnot. So at first, I get a very detailed email, which could have been summed up in a text message saying, hey, I'm at this distillery. You want me to buy you this whiskey? No, this was a long email with all the intricacies of this entire product. And then he sent me a text message, hey, check your email. Time is of the essence. You could have just texted that, Todd, but that was still fantastic.
Todd, the answer is always yes.
Right. So he was at Teeling Distillery in Dublin, and this is a distillery exclusive, meaning you couldn't walk across the street and buy this in Dublin. It has to be bought at the distillery, and they do this once or twice a year, something like that, I think. So yeah, when you get an opportunity to get something that's relatively exclusive, you kind of jump on that. And then when you go into the backstory of this, super interesting, I think.
The answer's still always yes.
Yeah, you don't ever have to. If anybody ever wants to buy us anything, don't text us, or if you're offering to buy us something that we don't have, just assume that yes, as long as it's under. I don't know what range would we price ourselves out of. What would be
$100, $150?
Okay, yeah. If it's under that at all, just buy it. We'll reimburse you somehow.
Maybe. Depends on if you want some too.
Well, when you think of Irish whiskey, you think about Jameson. You think about Bushmills. You think about Tullamore Dew. You think about Redbreast, of course. Those are all the big names that come to mind.
There's certainly more.
Oh, absolutely. And there's such a history with this stuff because according to the Irish, this is where whiskey all began, was in Ireland.
Yeah,
People
let's
in
start
Scotland,
that fight again.
Yeah, they still have a little something to say about it, but it is true. I believe that whiskey first began in Ireland, so they can kind of lay claim to it. So this,
I finally did see somebody get mad on Twitter the other day about how come we can still make fun of all the Irish. What's still with this Lucky Charms bullshit? And I'm like,
it is weird that we
thought
can't.
we thought you were tougher than that. Still,
Yeah, but a lot of these distilleries go back hundreds of years to the 1700s, right? 1600s in some instances. Tullamore or Teeling rather is really starts with a T. All right, you've got me doing it now. You've got me screwed up.
I didn't say Tullamore, do you? Did.
1782 was when
That's what it says right there.
Walter Teeling started this, right? And it was a pretty profitable distillery in Ireland up until about, the 1970s, when everything just kind of went to hell in Ireland with its whiskey, when nobody wanted to drink it anymore.
Scotch was probably on the rise.
Yep, Scotch was
Bourbon
the new
made an
big
appearance.
thing. Boy, that's still pretty early for bourbon, though, isn't it? Early
Well,
70s?
I don't know. Did it take that long from the Jack Daniels, Frank Sinatra stuff to get over that far
Yeah.
before it started to?
It was
gain
the
popularity.
70s. I don't think were a good year for just a good decade for whiskey in general.
No, everybody was switching to clear vodkas and gins. And
That's fine, whatever. But then anyway, the two great-great-grandsons, I believe, of this guy now, in 2012, opened up a Teeling distillery in Dublin for the first time in 125 years. There hadn't been a brand new distillery in Dublin, Ireland. The last one,
it's
the last
like
couple,
they're not even trying.
the last couple closed in the 70s, I think. And then nothing had been
So
there because
Teeling had a distillery outside of Dublin.
yes, it was right outside of
I was
that.
trying to follow your math there.
And it was not doing well. And but they actually,
letters and
if I-
numbers are both hard for some of us.
if I go to my notes, the
Just
Teeling
think how
distillery,
interesting this would be if you shared your notes with other people.
the Teeling
around.
distillery was forced to close in '76. So it was outside of Dublin, closed in '76. The two great-great-grandsons brought it back in 2012. So this really is an old whiskey that's pretty new, all things considered.
All right, so did they continuously run Teeling distilleries
Up until '76.
outside of Dublin?
Yes, up until '76 when it all closed.
Everything closed. Like they didn't have one.
Yeah,
in,
there was nothing.
in
There was nothing
other
anywhere.
town Ireland that
Nope.
I can't come up with. Just
Nope. They revived the family's whiskey legacy. It says here,
Edinburgh.
in 2012.
That's in
Nope, that's
Ireland.
in Scotland.
That's in Scotland. See, so geography is hard too. We'll add that to the list.
So they brought it back. It's been a huge award winner, I guess, for 11 years now. Apparently, according to their website, they had a list.
Everybody
they had
gets
a
an
list,
award.
They had a list
And
of awards.
You get
there
an
on it,
award.
right?
You get an award.
So this is my very
Don't
first taste of
hashtag
it.
Oprah on that.
No,
We'll
don't.
get sued.
I've never had. You say we've had some of this during a St.
Well,
Patrick's
not
Day thing. I
this
don't remember.
specific,
No, not
obviously.
specifically.
I swear
But-
to God, we had some at the.
We
was
could
it,
have.
wasn't, no,
It was a
what's
St.
the-
Patrick's Day, the first St. Patrick's Day we event we did a
Yeah.
couple of years ago,
I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
and that's when we were having the Bushmills and the Tullamore. This was all happening at 8 in the morning. We were drinking. The
You
Bushmills
can
and
understand
Tullamore.
why I'm a little foggy.
We had cereal with Bailey's Irish Cream in it that morning too.
And
Yeah.
Guinness and.
We
what
were
else?
done by about 12:30
Yeah.
on that St. Patrick's Day for
I had-
sure.
We had to come back to work, and then I went back down. It was really not a good day
no,
of
I
choices.
didn't. I remember just going home. Anyway, this, like we said, this is a distillery exclusive at Teeling in Dublin. It is matured initially in ex-bourbon casks, and then it's given a secondary maturation in red wine chestnut barrels.
You can really taste the wine influence on it. It's nutty and fruity, and
All Teeling whiskeys are 46%, 92 proof. Where are the voices coming from? It's coming from
must be
over
next
here
door.
somewhere. Yes. Well, if you'd like to come over, ladies, we're having some whiskey. Join us. So it's
sounded a little like Lezel.
it's interesting, and we've both taken a sip already. You
Yeah.
got through the first part.
Well, the first sip about killed me. I've been dealing with 4 days of July 4th celebration, so.
Well, you're on day 5 now. Look at you go. You are no quitter in the month of July, are you? This is fantastic.
Not any month.
Yeah, this is it's kind of nutty when you smell it at first.
The initial smell that I had, it reminded me a lot of Scotch, but you didn't have that same.
I got that bourbon barrel smell out of it right away, right when it hit me. It's really sweet initially, then it gets kind of dry after you swallow it.
Yeah, I got the dry part too.
But like any Irish whiskey, triple distilled, it's super smooth.
Pot stilled, yeah.
Pot stilled, yeah. It's got a little bit of cinnamon in there too. Some of that spice, some of them herbs.
The rest of us call that cinnamon.
That you can sometimes get. But boy, I'm
Smells like Fireball.
really happy to have a bottle of this.
Yeah, this is a nice pour.
I know that Irish whiskey is kind of another interesting fact that I learned over the weekend. Speaking of Irish whiskey, kind of led into this whole thing.
Beautiful segue for yourself.
Well, it just popped into my mind again that the most ordered whiskey drink at bars in America now is frickin' Jameson. How is that possible?
I don't know. It's easy for weak people to drink.
Oh, maybe. Todd was telling me that while he was in Dublin, almost any of the pubs that they went to, Teeling was just splattered everywhere. The marketing, the banners, the stand-ups, because the two sons, the two Teelings that are currently running it, great-great-grandsons, say that they are going to try to take down Jameson.
It's a pretty bold statement, I think.
Really is. But you know what? What did Wayne Gretzky say?
Good luck to you. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Right.
Well, now it's Michael.
There you go. So good luck to these guys.
Don't get on an elevator alone with a woman.
All right. Again.
That was one of his things. He wouldn't be alone on an
Who,
elevator.
Jordan or Gretzky?
Gretzky.
Oh, I suppose that makes sense, I guess. Chrissy, you coming in to have some whiskey with us?
Nope.
You want to join us?
That's actually my real job.
The engineer just walked into the room right now, pushing a one handheld. There was nothing on that. Why were you?
Because somebody left it upstairs and nobody can put things away like adults.
Oh, I see. Yes.
That happens here, folks.
He just called us non-adults.
Hey,
That's
help you
totally
with
fair.
something.
To be clear, that wasn't referencing Rob. He's in the
Really? You should have heard the comments he made when we started this whole thing. Anyway, this is Teeling Whiskey.
I'm adult adjacent, let's be fair.
It's the Distillery Exclusive that you can only find in that distillery in Dublin, Ireland. So, Todd, thank you very much.
Well done, my friend. Thank
for
you
bringing
so
us
much.
back. We appreciate it. And as always, if you're a friend of the show
And in the neighborhood.
and
we have any left.
and we didn't take it home because I honestly paid for this one. This is not the company's. Swing by or send a text message, and
I'm
we'll
gonna
make
have to bring a
sure
mason jar and rectify some of that.
you get a little sample of this. Did we have any Mountain West Whiskey Festival news?
It's happening again.
Yeah, I mean it's coming up, but are we?
I think the news you're looking for is the Jack tasting that's happening.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking about. Which is how many tickets do we have left for that?
I don't know. I haven't checked.
Okay, that's
A
coming
fair
up
amount,
with the
presumably.
Sturgis Motorcycle Rally, which will happen August 4th. That Friday is when it begins, and then that following Tuesday will be the
that
Jack
right?
Daniel's tasting. And for the first time, before it's released, if you attend this tasting, if you're coming to the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally, they are going to roll out the Jack Daniel's,
Is it the bonded rye?
the Bonded Rye. You'll be able to taste it at
The
this
8th
event,
is the tasting.
August 8th. You'll be able to taste it at this
Jesus.
event exclusively before it hits the stores. So it's 100% worth getting your tickets. The Jack Daniel's tasting, Sturgis Motorcycle Rally, August 8th. You can get tickets at
LoudAmericanTasting.com if you can spell it properly on your phone.
loudamericantasting.com. Thanks so much for watching.